Hi guys, Football-ManagerYouthDevelopment.co.uk here. In this episode, I'm going to share with you my top 3 strikers on Football Manager 2015. I must pre-warn you at the beginning of this episode that you're going to be looking at the players when they've developed a little bit further into the game, so just some spoiler alerts at the beginning of this episode. I'd really like to hear your opinion on these players. If you've ever bought these players on Football Manager, I'd love to know how they performed for yourself on the game. And I'd also love to hear what your favourite strikers are on Football Manager 2015 as well. The players that I show you in this episode are not going to be in any particular order. They're just players that I really do like the look of, and they look like amazing players on Football Manager. So the first player up is Vincent Abu Barker. At the beginning of Football Manager, you can actually sign him from FC Lorient for £2.5 million. You can see straight away, especially on this game so far, he's always been in with the goals. And in the 2016-2017 season, he moved to Manchester United for £36.5 million. You can see overall that in 302 games, he scored 146 goals. But that is also considering all these really early parts of his career. So the main thing to really focus on is just the amount of goals that he's managed to score, since this gameplay has been going. If we have a look at his attributes, we can see that he's got some absolutely fantastic technical attributes, especially for a striker. So he's got finishing of 18, first touch of 15, headings pretty good as well at 14, long shots 14, his penalty taken 17, which, if you're looking for a penalty take, you really can't get better than that. Of course, you can get up to 20, but yeah. Techniques also 15 as well. If we have a look at his mental attributes for a striker, we can see, just first off, he has got really good pace. He's 6 foot tall, this guy, but he's also got really good strength. So, to be honest, you could probably play him, either as a target man, you could play him as a poacher, a complete forward. You can pretty much, he could do anything, this guy, with just the kind of really good physical attributes he's got and the good mental attributes. Now, the key mental attributes for a striker that I look for are anticipation, composure. I also look for decision making. Flair's quite handy to have as well. The most important one I find for a striker is always the off the ball attribute, and with an attribute of 18, that's really high for this player. I also really like players with high work rate, and as you can see that Abu Bakar has a work rate of 15, so that's really good as well. I'm going to move on to the second player. The second player on my list is Rikario Zikovic. Unfortunately, I keep picking players with really quite tough names to pronounce, but as you can see, this guy in the year 2020 is 24 years old. You've only really just got to have a look at his technical attributes and his physical attributes to know how much of a good player this guy is. So he's 6 foot 2, so he's really quite a tall player. He's got strength of 16. He's got absolutely electric pace, so he's got 18 for pace, 17 acceleration as well. He's got some pretty good mental attributes for a 24-year-old. Clearly, he's not quite in the prime of his career just at the moment for a striker. When he reaches the age of about 27, 28, that's when he's going to be completely in his prime, but you can already see that he's an absolutely fantastic player. So if we have a look at his anticipation, that's 16. Yeah, really good composure as well at 16. Decent amount of flair, and again, that off-the-ball attribute that I really do like is at 16 as well. Some of his more kind of technical attributes are the ones that really do make this kid stand out. So yeah, technique of 16. Again, another good player with good penalty taking skills at 17. He's got finishing, dribbling and first touch all at 16. And again, I mentioned it for the last player as well, but this guy's got really good pace and really good strength as well. So you can see here that this guy can play as a complete forward, or you could play him as a poacher. I think with his height as well, and especially with his head-in, first touch is off the ball and his strength as well. You could even use this guy as a target man as well if you really wanted to. We'll just take a look at his history. So yeah, this player moves to Ajax at the beginning of the game. It looks like you can pick him up for quite cheap. Or Ajax picked him up for quite cheap anyway, at 1.6 million. On this particular save file, Arsenal decided to sign him for 11.75 million. So yeah, he's performed pretty well as well. You can certainly see this season in the Premier League, he's got 8 goals in 8 games so far. So he's doing really well for Arsenal. And I was having a look at his wages as well. So he's on 205 grand a week, this bloke as well. And he's worth £31.5 million. So certainly if you can pick this guy up for roughly about 10 or 11 million pounds, you're going to have an absolutely fantastic striker on your hands. The last player that I wanted to show you today is Dominica Berardi. So this guy is really, really good. He's a false nines as a sort of positional best role. He's really, really fast player again. So he's got pace of 16, acceleration of 15 as well. He's got that really, really good off the ball attribute at 16, which is really good. The reason I decided to put this guy in my top 3 is just his value at the beginning of the game. So you can actually pick this guy up for quite cheap. I'm going to show you his history in a minute. But as you can see, this guy is actually playing for Chelsea at the moment. So yeah, that's how kind of like highly rated he is on Football Manager. If we have a look at some of his technical attributes, you can see a lot of these are sort of 15s, 16s going down here, like the main ones anyway. So yeah, obviously his finishing is 16, first touch 16, dribbling 15, flair 16 as well. So this player has got kind of everything really. If you look at his kind of flair, dribbling, finishing, composure, his pace as well, and of course his off the ball, they're all really, really high attributes, which is really, really important for a striker. You can also see that his passing attribute is 15, and he's also got really, really good vision. You may also notice that this guy can actually play out, you know, on the kind of wide areas as well. So potentially you could have this guy a little bit in the kind of Cristiano Ronaldo type role. If you didn't want to play him up front, then yeah, certainly I think he could play sort of on that kind of wing area and just kind of cut inside a little bit like Cristiano Ronaldo. I certainly do think he's got the attributes to do that, especially with his crossing ability of 15, yeah, passing 15 and vision of 15 as well. I mentioned before that we're going to take a look at his career stats, so we'll do that right now. You can see at the beginning of the game, you can pick him up for quite cheap, as I said here. So £11 million, Juventus decided to have him for 1 season. He played absolutely fantastic in that season for Juventus, getting 18 goals in 25 games. So really, really good goal return there. And Chelsea decided to spend £43.5 million on this guy. And so, yeah, you can see like how highly rated he is. To be honest, he's done pretty well for Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea play a hell of a lot of games. And yeah, so he's played lots and lots of games for Chelsea as well. And you can see, especially this season, so in 11 starts, he's got 7 goals already. So he's doing really, really well. The other thing I do like about this guy, if we take a real quick look at his information screen, he's got a resolute personality, which for me is one of the better ones on the game as well. So yeah, that rounds off my my favourite 3 strikers on Football Manager 2015. As I said at the beginning of this episode, I'd really, really like to hear who your top 3 strikers are in Football Manager 2015. Yeah, I'd like to hear your success stories as well. If you have bought players, yeah, just like to kind of hear from you guys how well they have done for you. That would be really, really good to hear. So yeah, do leave your comments in the comments section below. And of course, do subscribe to the channel. In the top right hand corner, you'll see that there's a subscribe button there. You can click straight on that and that will subscribe to the channel. Of course, do drop the likes on this video as well. And we'll be back very, very soon for some more Football Manager videos. Thanks for watching.